Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Moon Lacquer. If you're new here, hi, my name's Caroline and I am a polish collector and fan. I love nail polish, I love color, and I like sharing it with you guys who also love nail polish. Today I am doing the mid-year freakout tag. Now I've only done it once before. It was something that I took from the reading YouTube channels. So I did tweak the questions from book related questions to polish related questions, and if you can think of any that you would like to see next year, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. And if you aren't subscribed yet, think about pressing that little subscribe button and the little notification bell. That way you can see all the new videos that I upload. So let's go ahead and dig into this fun tag video. Oh, and it's a tag video, I forgot to say. So if you want to do the tag, feel free to let me know down below that you're going to do it as well. I'd love to see what your answers are. So question number one is the best polish you've worn so far in 2021. So I had sort of a tie because the first one that I thought of when I was scrolling through my pictures of my Manny's this year was this one by Fancy Gloss, and this one is called Fairy Wings. Now this is a white jelly base positively loaded with flakies, and I did still want to mention this, but technically this is in position 2 because as MVP it's actually this polish by Fancy Gloss, and it's Witchcraft. And that's because I've worn this multiple times since I've purchased it. So I had to include this in the best polish worn so far, because if I've pulled it out more than once to wear, you know it's got to be a good polish. So this is a beautiful flaky bomb. It is a topper, and it has these beautiful bright pastel flakies in it. And they are all the different colors of the rainbow, different colors of pinks, greens, blues, yellows. Ooh, look at that big flaky. Ooh, that's gorgeous. So they're all the different colors of the rainbow, beautiful variety of sizes. You've got the small crushed ones, you've got these bigger flakies there as well. And this one looked beautiful over every single color that I've tried it over so far. So I had to include this one as the best polish that I've worn so far. But Fairy Wings gets an honorable mention. Question number 2 is new releases you haven't worn yet but would like to. Now that's a very complicated question with a very long answer, as I'm sure it is with most people. With nail polish, it is, I mean, there's just constant releases every single month. So to whittle it down to just a few would be virtually impossible. But I am looking over at my summer rack there, and there's a bunch of polishes there that I definitely would like to wear so far. For sure, I would like to get this one worn. This one is by 77 Nail Lacquer. This was Blue Lava. Now this one did come out in 2020, but I have been dying to wear it. This one has those gorgeous hollow bar glitters in it, and they are a perfect size for the nail. So that is one polish that I really do want to wear, even though technically it wasn't released this year. Let's see. Now this one was released this year, and I do want to wear this year. This is by Emily DeMolly, and this one is called Begin at the End. This is a beautiful bright blue, and it's loaded with these gorgeous iridescent flakies. These are popping up for me right now in a beautiful bright green with a little bit of aqua and purple around the edge. This is a gorgeous polish and definitely one that I want to wear this year. This one is another one that I purchased this year. I don't actually remember if Davine released this year or if she started releasing polishes last year, but this one is called Night Lights, and this is a gorgeous magenta and purple polish. Another flaky bomb. Just look at how much flakies are in here. It is stunning, very dimensional, and I can see so many different colors shifting in this bottle. It's so beautiful. So I definitely want to wear that one this year as well. And another one that came out this year that I want to wear is by Bee's Knees Lacquer. This one is Hope Strengthens, Fear Kills. This one I actually didn't get a chance to grab from the Bee's Knees site because it sold out so quickly. It was an oops polish. She originally was not going to release this because if you look very, very closely, there's teeny tiny little speckles of pigment that didn't fully dissolve into the polish, but there was an outcry. Everyone wanted to see it because it was such a gorgeous polish despite its little flaw. So she did release these and everyone swooped in and bought them. So I got this over at Girly Bits. So that's just something to keep in mind. Girly Bits is a stockist in Canada, but they do offer very reasonable shipping to the US. In fact, past a certain point, it's free shipping to the US. So I was able to grab this one, and I definitely want to wear it this year. It is such a gorgeous tealy green polish, very much loaded with that gorgeous shimmer. So would like to wear that one this year as well. And then I think this one came out this year as well. This one is by Moonshine Manny. This one is Blueberry Thrill, and this one was made in her Swatch Fest exclusives. If you aren't familiar with that, she basically does a live mix along videos with people on YouTube, and you can voice your opinions on what she should mix, and this was one of them. So this is a gorgeous color. This is sort of in that blurply range. It's got a blue base, but it is so loaded with this shimmer that is in a fuchsia color that it leans almost a little bit on the blurply side of things, and it's also loaded with flakies and glitter. It's a beautiful combination, and one that I definitely want to try to wear this, not just this year, but this summer. So there you have it. That was sort of my long answer of the different colors that I would like to wear this year. Question number 3 is most anticipated release. Now that is another complicated question because unlike the book world, nail polish isn't really, well, at least indie, we'll go with that. Indie nail polish isn't really calendared out for the year. So books, you usually know what books are going to be released because they're in the editing process and all of that stuff. But for an indie nail polish especially, we don't really know what's coming up until maybe a couple of months beforehand. And that's a maybe. Usually it's the month before or a couple of weeks prior. I guess the exception would be sometimes mainstream brands will release PR packages for the year. It's possible. I haven't followed those. But it's possible that like China Glaze and OPI, companies like that might release some advance notification of what they're releasing for the year. But so it's a little hard to follow with what is an anticipated release. But the first one that comes to mind is Polish Pickup Rewind Month, and that is going on this month. So the polishes that came back on the Polish Pickup website are already closed. However, if a brand is bringing back a second polish to their website, that is still going on now. Each brand is sort of different in the dates that they are bringing back that second polish or second item. I think some brands are bringing back like sugar scrubs or cuticle oils, top coats, things like that. But Polish Pickup Rewind is always something that I look forward to because inevitably you've missed out on something, or even as going back, before you've even discovered Polish Pickup. So it's always a fun thing to see what polishes brands bring back, and to stock up on the ones like top coats that were in a good scent that you like, or polishes that you just missed out altogether. So Polish Pickup Rewind is the first thing that comes to mind for that. The other thing that I always look forward to every year hasn't happened yet, and that's the collections that release for fall. So I'm really excited to see what will be coming out in fall, although I have to say I have been enjoying the summer collections way more than I thought I would. So we'll get into that part coming up here shortly. Question number 4 is your biggest disappointment. And I really had to think about that one. I haven't really had anything like devastatingly disappointing in the nail polish world, which is great. So I had to narrow it down to the biggest disappointment I had in a manicure that I did, and that has to be these two polishes here. I used Zoya Stacy and then OPI's Snow Globe Trotter, and I just wasn't happy with how it came out. I think I was anticipating that Zoya Stacy was going to be a cream polish, and it definitely has much more of a sort of jelly consistency, which I guess I wasn't really expecting. And it's not that that's a bad thing. It's just I didn't really like how it came across on my nails with this dark of a color. So I would probably wear this over a blurring base coat or maybe a dark cream polish in a similar color. But then that sort of defeats the purpose of wearing this particular shade, because you'd have to have a color close enough to almost dupe this. So I might just do that because it's not like it's an amazingly unique color, but it is beautiful. It is a beautiful berry color in the bottle, and I guess that's the other thing. So technically this is a disappointment. I was expecting it to be this beautiful berry tone, and on my skin tone, whether it was my skin tone or just how this polish dries in general, it turned out much more to be like a burgundy, and the berry aspect of this didn't really show up, and that was very disappointing. I didn't really like how it turned out. Also, because it is a thinner formula, I almost needed a third coat of this to really amp up the plumpness on your nail, because it still didn't look great at 2 coats, but I did leave it at 2 coats because I guess I got bored at that point. But in any case, that would be the first disappointment, Zoya's Stacy. And then the second one that I wore with that was OPI's Snow Globetrotter. And I guess the disappointing factor for this is the fact that the bigger glitters were hard to get out of the bottle. Most of the brushes of polish that came out of this were very much loaded with base and maybe the sparser glitters, so you really had to fiddle with it and work for it and fish for the bigger pieces of glitter. And as you can see, all of the even middle sized glitters, these white matte glitters, have sunk to the bottom, so it's just a bit more difficult to work with than I was hoping. The second part of it that is disappointing is just my use of it. I really didn't like how it turned out over this berry tone. I guess I was going for something like wintry and like snow over berries, and it was not how it turned out. It didn't look good together in my opinion. I wasn't happy with it. So I think in the future I will try to use this over lighter colors because I think that would really play up the snow factor on this, the sort of wintry look. Maybe speckled over like pastels for spring, but I was just pretty disappointed with how it turned out with many that I tried it with. So that was my biggest disappointment of 2021 so far. Question number 5 is my biggest surprise. You guys will be surprised by this if you're not new to my channel. That is because this is Zoya's Lola. This is a total surprise as a favorite polish so far of the year. And it's a pink. Shocking, I know. Like I said, if you're not new to my channel, you've heard me say multiple times that I'm not a pink person. Pinks just aren't my thing. It's not that I hate them, it's just they're not my thing. I will go over a purple almost every time over a pink. It's just, that's what I like. However, I pulled this one together because the Manny that I wanted to wear, the other polish was this one by Swamp Gloss, and I thought that pulling out a pink polish to go with the really cute pink glitters in it would be a nice complementary polish to wear. And this was one that I had recently gotten in a mystery haul, and it wasn't one that I would pick out normally on my own. However, I loved it. Like loved this. Loved it. Didn't want to take it off. Loved it. It made me happy. I was smiling ear to ear with this on my fingers, and it's a pink. Like, who am I? It does have this beautiful blue glow. I will say though that that doesn't show up as prominently on your nail as it's showing up in the bottle, but I didn't care. I loved this shade of pink. Loved it. In fact, this has sent me on a rabbit hole of trying to find this particular family of pink colors. It's bright without being neon. It is fuchsia. It is sort of magenta leaning in the pink family. I loved it, positively loved it. And that, like I said, was a big surprise because I've always said pinks aren't my thing. And I guess I just hadn't found my pink because even in the bottle, I would look at this even 2 months ago and go, yeah, that's not really a me color, but it is when I wore it. I loved it. So yeah, biggest surprise was Zoya Lola, new favorite. Question number 6 is a favorite new brand or new to me brand, and I'm kind of stretching the rules on this one because I'm going to say Live Love Polish. Now, it's not a new brand for sure, and it's not necessarily a new to me brand. However, this year is the first time that I've purchased directly from them. I had a couple of polishes that I got from D-stashes, but I'd never purchased from them directly, so that's why I'm counting it for this year, because 2021 was the first time that I placed an order with them, and I was really happy. I got some shimmer polishes, but I also got these gorgeous flakies. This one is called Jam Session, and just look at this gorgeous beauty. This one was so fun to wear. I wore this over this OPI, and this one is called Passion for New York Fashion, and I thought it was the perfect base to sort of pull out the fuchsia and pink tones from these flakies, although you could also wear this over a green or perhaps a dark purple or even a dark blue. You could wear this over almost anything, to be honest, and you're going to slightly change the main colors that you're going to see because you definitely do still see the base color underneath it unless you were to sponge this on. I think I did this over I may have left it at one coat. Actually, I don't remember if it was one coat or two, but point being, it was beautiful and I was very happy with the quality of them, the shifts, the colors. It's just gorgeous, very great polishes. These are the other colors that I got. And like I said, I had gotten some previously, so actually maybe I only got one, because Gray Potato was one that I got in a D-stash. These other ones were ones that I got in that same purchase. So beautiful colors. I was really happy with it. So that would be my favorite new to me brand for 2021. Question number 7 is a polish that made you happy, and that's where this Manny comes in. I'm going to post a picture up there for you guys, but that was this combination of polishes, but more specifically this one, because we've already talked about Zoya Lola, still love it, but this one made me just so happy. This one is Swamp Gloss, and this one is called Whoa. This is a thermal, and it came out in Polish Pickup, and it's such a happy, fun polish. This one made me smile. I loved the various colors that it would shift to. So in the bottle, it's this sort of green turquoise color. It does get even darker when it's cold, so on the nail, the very tips of my nail in an air-conditioned room would turn a darker green. And then when it is warm, it would be almost white. Now, a neat in-between color that this would turn into when your nails weren't at the warmest, the thermal warm color was this very light blue. It was gorgeous. So in this is a beautiful variety of these iridescent flakies. Then you've got these hot pink matte glitters and light blue matte glitters. It's such a fun combination. It definitely made me smile. Really, really liked it. So that one had to be the polish that made me smile the most so far in 2021. And that was, again, was Swamp Gloss's Whoa. Question number 8 is the most beautiful bottle that you've purchased. Now this is another one that can get sort of complicated, because you can go by either the bottle itself, which not a lot of brands have like custom bottles anymore. So I'm going to answer this by how the polish looked in the bottle. And that was a tough one too, because there's a lot of gorgeous polishes, but I would have to say the one that just had me staring, one of them, I could have pulled out way more, was Girly Bits Chateauesque. And this one was from HHC for March 2021. And just look at this gorgeous, gorgeous polish. This one is this very pastel purple base, and it's loaded with shimmer and flakies, and it is simply stunning. Now, I will say on the nail, I would recommend, as one of my viewers did, to wear this over a base color because it is so sheer. Mostly on the nail, it's going to look green, which if you're loving the purple hint to it, that didn't come across on my nails at all, even layered in 3 coats. So I would definitely wear this over a purple undie just to sort of make that base pop. But look at how beautiful that is. I'm not sure if that's coming across on camera, but it's got a little bit of like aqua green and shifting to purple there at the edge. It's very beautiful, very lovely in person, very spring-like in the bottle. So this was just one of the most beautiful polishes that I've unboxed so far in 2021. Question number 9 is my favorite nail polish YouTube channels. Now that's another complicated question. So there have been a lot of new channels that have popped up over the last year, a lot of channels that I've discovered over the last year, and offhand I can think of Polished with Ray that I like to watch. She does an amazing job doing swatch videos for a number of brands, so you can see live swatches. She goes outside. That's something that's really, really helpful when you're trying to make your polish decisions. I also like to watch Restored by Polish. They are hilarious. I love watching the swatches that they do and their hauls and all of that stuff, but there are so many more. I'm going to leave a list down below. Make sure to check out their channels and see some of my favorites down in the description box below. There are so many channels that have amazing content and are another place that you can go to have fun chatting with people about nail polish. So make sure to check out the list if you're looking for other channels to enjoy here on YouTube. Then the last question is number 10, and that is the favorite Manny of 2021 so far. And I actually have 3. Yeah. I could not narrow it down past 3 because I had to include the one that I'm wearing right now. I am absolutely in love with this. And this is another surprise, technically, because if you know me, this is so very much outside my wheelhouse. I am wearing 10 different colors over Cupcake polish, the visible nail line blurring base coat in 2 coats for the perfect nude color, and then 10 different colors of these bright bright colors, some of which are neon, and I love it. It's so fun. I absolutely love the nude look underneath, so it's not too wild. It's a little bit reminiscent of a French tip Manny. So fun and fairly easy to do. I will say the hardest part of putting together this Manny was trying to decide the color order, and I am more happy with how I did the colors on my left hand than I am on my right. I think I got some colors that I would have spaced out a little bit more, but in any case, I'm thrilled with it, and it's in my top Manny's that I've enjoyed this year, if not ever, so I have to include that one, and that was all of these here. So I did the entire Orly summer collection. That was the Electric Escape collection, and then I added to that 2 from Color Club, and then 2 others, one from China Glaze and one from Sinful Colors. So like I said, absolutely in love with it. Really happy with how it came out, and it's just been super fun to wear. So that was Manny number 1 as a favorite this year. The second one, I'm going to post a picture up there, and that was the Orly Dot Manny that I did. I used, oh goodness, let's see, maybe I used all of them again. I think I may have used all of them again. I used the entire Orly summer collection again for that Dot Manny, and I loved how it turned out. I got the idea from a video that I saw here on YouTube. I will try to remember to post her link down below. And it was another fun, very bright, very fun, can I say fun more? It was an awesome Manny. I really liked how it turned out. Again, it was not something that I usually do on my nails, but it was something that was a lot easier than I thought it would be, considering how complicated it looks. So that was Manny number 2 in my favorites for the year. And then Manny number 3, you've already heard me talk about, and that's these 2 polishes here, Swamp Gloss Whoa and Zoya Lola. I loved this Manny. Loved it. Didn't want to take it off, but you know, you have to change your Manny eventually. So this was Manny number 3 that was my favorite so far. Can you believe it? 3 of my favorite Mannies of the year are all from summer. Can you believe it? I can't. But this was Manny number 3 that I absolutely loved. So that was it. That was the mid-year freakout tag. Let me know down below if you're going to do the tag, or if you want to, you can answer your questions down below if you don't have your own YouTube channel, or you can do it over at Instagram as well. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you haven't liked and subscribed to the video, make sure to do that down below. That way I know that you guys like what I'm putting out. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in that next video.